So very good afternoon to all my dear students. So in this semester I will be teaching you cosmetics and the cosmeceuticals in MPH 204T. So in this particular subject we will be studying about the cosmetics, its regulation and different aspects related to the cosmetics. So in today's class, we will be discussing about the introduction about the cosmetics, definition of cosmetics, classification of cosmetics, then the different types of ingredient used in cosmetic formulation, and briefly about the cosmeceuticals. Okay. So in this slide, I have shown the different type of cosmetic which are readily available in the market, like lipstick, nail paint, sunscreen, perfumes, eyeshadows, creams, deodorants, shampoos, antiperspirants, toothpaste, and soaps. So beside this, there are many more different type of cosmetics which are available in the market. So we all are very familiar about the different type of cosmetic preparation. So the purpose of cosmetics can vary. Sometimes we use for decorative purpose. We use for protective purpose. Like in winters we use creams. Then in summers we use talcum powder. Just to stop the perspiration or just to overcome the problems related to the excessive perspiration. Then we normally use soap for the bathing and all that, just to maintain the hygienicity. Then we protect ourselves by using the sunscreen lotions. They generally protect us from the UV light. So the purpose of lipsticks and nail paint and eyeshadows, they are generally for the decorative purposes. Okay, then perfumes, they alter our body odor. So these are the different type of cosmetic preparations. So many more type of cosmetic preparations are there, which we'll be discussing in further classes. Next is cosmetology. So basically, cosmetology is the study about the cosmetics, of cosmetic science. We can say it is a science and art of making people beautiful. So there are various ways, or there are various methods which we use for making the looks attractive. Various type of preparations are there. So in this particular subject, we'll be dealing with this cosmetic preparation and the basic science related to the cosmetic preparation. So basically, the cosmetic preparations, they are the external preparations. So they are intended to be applied on the external surfaces like skin, hairs, teeth, and say for example, nails. So all these, they are the external preparations. They are meant for external application. So all those, the ingredient which we are using in these preparation must be safe for our use. Next is the purpose. So the basic purpose of cosmetic preparation is the beautification. So all the decorative preparations, they come under this, which are used to enhance the appearance of the person. Next is they also promote the enhance the attractiveness. They alters the appearance. Let's say for example, the person is having a dark complexion, and through the makeup, by the use of cosmetics, the appearance we can change the appearance dramatically. Okay, and in the same way, if many of the people, they are suffering from bad odor, and this odor can be altered by using different type of preparations like perfumes and deodorants, antiperspirants. There are different type of preparations which can alter the odor of the body. Next, all the cosmetic preparation they contain different type of ingredients, and the purpose of using this can vary. Some are used for coloring purpose, some are used for covering purpose. Covering means they used to cover the imperfections over the skin, like the flaws or imperfection, dark spots, stains, they can be covered. So these cosmetic preparation, they contains coloring agent, covering agent. Then few of them, they are cleansing preparations. Then they also provide the softening to the skin. Some are nourishing agent, and then few of the preparation, they are used for removal purpose, like just to reduce the dead skin from the surfaces, then to remove the hairs. Then some are used for protection purpose, like in winters we use cold cream. It is for the skin protection. Then waving, that is few the hair stylists, they use such type of preparation just to give the stylish look to the hairs. Then setting agents, hair setting agents are there. Okay, so these are the different particular purposes, we can say, uses of the cosmetic preparation. Now these cosmetic preparation can be used either for the short period or for long period for the beautification and for keeping our body healthy. Next is the beauty cosmetics. Generally, they bring extreme difference in the personal appearance just because of why they cover the spots, marks, flaws. We have already discussed this thing. That is, they improve the appearance. Then, in this way, they provides the self-confidence, self-esteem to the particular individual. Then, as we know that nowadays, most of the people, they want to stay young and attractive. So this is basically the main reason of using cosmetic, like wide range of cosmetics they are available in the market, which are like anti-aging preparations, anti-aging creams and lotions and all that. That basically they keeps our skin rejuvenated. And mostly because of this, that is, the use of cosmetic is day by day increasing. So now, if we talk about the Indian market, this cosmetic market is fastest growing business in our country. Especially, we can say that in the cinema industry, in television industries. Not only this, other sectors also, the people of the other sector, the use of cosmetic is day by day it is increasing. Then next important thing is about the quality. Now, as we know that the quality of the product is very important. It affects the safety and the efficacy of the particular cosmetic product. So quality is important factor in the growth of your cosmetic industries. Now, just to maintain the quality, various regulations, set of regulations, they are implemented over the manufacturing, sale, import of the cosmetics. Okay, so the safety of cosmetic product is ensured by the manufacturer by implementing a set of regulations that can reduce the use of hazardous component in the cosmetics. So here we can say that the cosmetics, the rules, regulations, they are framed just to control the quality of the product, quality of the cosmetic products. Why? Because since they are directly related to the health, as the consumers, they apply these preparation over the external skin surface, so they are directly related to the health. So set of regulations, they are framed by each and every country and they are implemented. So we can say here that different countries, they have different rules for just to control over the manufacturing and the sale of the cosmetic products. So the cosmetic goods are regulated by diverse regulatory bodies around the law that frames the different rules and regulation regarding nomenclature, labeling, safety of the colorant, etc. Then the manufacturing, import, sale of the cosmetic preparation. Next, we'll discuss about the definition of cosmetic products. So, cosmetics may be defined as an article intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or sprayed on, or introduced into, otherwise applied to the human body or any part for cleaning, beautification, promoting attractiveness, or altering the appearance, and include any article intended to be used as a component of the cosmetics. So, what does it mean? It means that these are the preparation. Generally, they are being applied by rubbing, pouring, or sprinkling it over the body surface, and they are used for cleansing, beautification, or altering the appearance. So, this is the basic purpose of using cosmetics. So, this is about the definition of cosmetic products. Next is uh, we will be discussing briefly about this particular subject, that is cosmetics and cosmeceuticals. So in this particular subject, that is MPH 2040, we will be discussing this cosmetics in particular 4 units. First one is cosmetic regulation. So we'll discuss all the aspects related to the control or regulation which are usually implemented by some government authorities related to the labeling, manufacturing, import, some just to know whether it is misbranded or spurious cosmetic. So all these, they are well defined rules, regulations for the cosmetics. So different countries, they have different regulations. Like for example, US Food Drug Administration, FDA, it regulates the cosmetic products. In India, CDSCO, that is your Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, is responsible for this. So under the Drug and Cosmetic Acts, there are the different regulations, they are mentioned related to the cosmetic products for the manufacturing, like license required for manufacturing, license required for import, then different things like labeling and other aspects. So we'll discuss all this under the unit 1, that is cosmetic regulation. Next one is the cosmetics biological aspect. So under this, we will be studying in detail about the structure. That is, as we know that we are using cosmetic preparation for the external surfaces like skin, teeth, then hairs, or nails. So we must know that before designing a cosmetic product, we must know the basic anatomy, physiology of that particular part of the body. Then only we will be able to design a perfect or optimum cosmetic product. So under this, that is cosmetic biological aspect, we'll be studying the structure of the skin, what are the different layers present in the skin, like skin is made up of epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous layer. So what are the basic features, we'll be studying in this, and we'll be studying the related problems, like there are different type of problems, dry skin, then your acne, then pigmented hyperpigmentation, many more different problems are there. So what is the root cause of these problems and how we can solve it? Like if we are not knowing the root problem, then we are not able to solve them also. So under this biological aspect, we will be studying the structure of skin, structure of hairs, structure of tooth, then structure of nail also. So we'll be discussing the structure. Then we'll discuss the different problems associated with these different parts. Like what are the problems associated with the oral cavity? So if we know the basic cause, then we will be able to overcome that it by using a justifiable formulation. So in this unit we will be studying, in the second unit we will be studying the biological aspect. Second will be the formulation building blocks. So till now in BPharm course you have studied different type of formulation. Then for making different type of formulation we use different type of excipients. So depending upon the type of formulation, the excipients are required, and depending upon the purpose, what is the basic purpose of using those cosmetic preparation, the selection of building blocks is done. So here we can say there is a wide range of excipients that can be used for formulating cosmetic preparation. So we must know the basic properties, physiochemical properties of each and every ingredient. Then only we will be able to use them justifiably while formulating a cosmetic preparation. So under the third unit, that is formulation building blocks. Formulation building blocks means the ingredients which we are using for making cosmetic preparation. So in detail we will be studying each and every category. For example, here I have mentioned surfactants, emollients, antimicrobial agents, and many more are there, that like antioxidants are there, then solvents are there, covering agents are there, abrasive agents are there, many more different type of building block material is there. Now depending upon the type of formulation, like for example, like for creams, the building block material is different. So depending upon the formulation, type of building block is selected and then formulation is prepared. So under this we will be studying different categories of building block material along with its property in detail. We will be studying along with examples, and for what purpose these ingredients are used in which particular cosmetic formulation we will be discussing in detail. So this is about the third unit, and next one is designing of cosmeceutical products. So here in this all the variety of cosmetic preparation you will be studying different varieties like sun protection cream, sunscreens, moisturizing cream, vanishing cream, uh, cold cream, shampoos, paste, soaps, syndicate bars. I think in the BPharm already you have a brief idea about all the cosmetic preparation, the basic formulation you must have studied. Again, all these will be recalled in this particular topic, that is designing of cosmeceutical products. So here we will be discussing in detail about these all the formulations. Next is herbal formulation. Under the herbal formulation, we'll be discussing about the various type of herbal ingredients, and how we can use the herbal preparation in the cosmetics, how they will help us. Like nowadays, old trend is going towards the natural products. So that is more and more the utilization of natural sources are being done. So here also in this fifth topic, fifth unit, we will be discussing about the herbal cosmetics, how we can use the herbs in the cosmetics. Okay. So this is all that is in this particular subject we will be studying. The studies will be done in under 4 units here. So next is we'll discuss about the classification of cosmetic products. Now, according to the reason where these cosmetic products are being used, we can classify cosmetic products as skin cosmetics, face cosmetics, eye makeup cosmetics, then lip decorator, nail cosmetics, etc. Now, in the same way, I have in the diagram I have shown what are the different preparation used. Like for skin, we generally use powder. Powder can be either compact powder, face powder, compact face powder, or simple powder. Okay, so powders are there: body powders, face powders, compact powders, prickly heat powder. So these are various formulations, cosmetic formulation, which are used for skin purpose. Then for skin we also use creams. So creams again can be all-purpose cream, cold cream, vanishing cream, cleansing cream, emollient cream, foundation cream. So these are the different variety of creams. Then next we use lotions. So lotions and colorant lipsticks. Generally, all these they are used for skin purpose. Then next is hair. Hair cosmetics. Generally, main is in the hair cosmetic. We all know about the shampoos. Generally, each and every one of us use shampoo nowadays. So shampoo is the main particular hair cosmetic, we can say. Beside this, there are other preparations also, like conditioners are there, shaving creams, then hair waving preparations are there, hair dressings are there, then hair conditioners we have already talked, then eyelash preparation, mascara, eyebrow pencil, all these they are meant for hairs. Okay, so all these cosmetic preparations come under the hair cosmetics. Next is nail cosmetics, nail lacquer or nail polish. Then nail remover is there. So one cuticle remover is also there. So these are the cosmetic preparations related to the nail cosmetic. Next is cosmetic preparation, or we can say cleansing preparation, or cleaning preparation. So under this comes your mainly the dental means preparation used for cleaning of teeth. So powders, generally tooth powder is there, toothpaste is there, uh, in all, that is all the different type of preparation used for dental purpose, they are called as dentifrices. So dentifrices are the all different type of cosmetic preparation used for teeth. Then there can be lotions, mouth wash, then so these are the cosmetic preparation used for dental purpose. Next is bathing. So again, for bathing, different type of soaps are there. Bathing soaps, we call it. Uh, okay, so these are the different preparations used for cosmetic purpose. So this is the classification of cosmetic products depending upon the reason where they are used. Okay, next is the classification of cosmetic products according to the cosmetic preparation or function of cosmetic preparation. Sorry. So function means like depending upon the function, like emollient preparation. So whenever the emollient action is required, we use emollient preparation. Emollient basically where we need a rubbing action. So we use emollient preparation. Sometimes we need cleansing preparation. All the soap, we can say cleansing preparation. All the dentifrices, they are the cleansing preparation. Soaps, face wash, then all this come under the scrubs. Face scrubs, they come under the cleansing preparation. Next is decorative preparations. So decorative preparation, color cosmetics, they come under the decorative preparation, like lipstick, then eyeshadows, all that. Next is deodorant and antiperspirants. So deodorant and antiperspirant, the purpose of deodorant and antiperspirant is to mask the body odor. So antiperspirants, they stops the perspiration, whereas deodorant they mask the odor. So they work. The mode of action of these two preparations, they are different, but the purpose is to alter the body odor. Next is protective preparation. So all the moisturizing lotions, creams, generally which we use in winters, then your sunscreen, all they come under the protective preparation. So this is another type of classification of cosmetic preparation depending on the function of cosmetic. Next is the classification of cosmetic product according to the formulation. So depending upon the physical form or physical formulation, we can classify them into solid, liquid, and semi-solid dosage form. Similarly, like the doses form, we used to classify them into the four main categories. That is solid, liquid, semi-solid, and gaseous dosage form. So here we can say again the cosmetics, depending upon the formulation, they can be solid, liquid, semi-solid, sometimes gaseous dosage form also. So here I have mentioned emulsion. Emulsion is a liquid dosage form. Powder, solid dosage form. Sticks, again, it is a semi-solid dosage form, we can say. Solid or semi-solid dosage form. Then oils, jellies, paste, soap, solution, aerosol. Okay, so these are the examples of the different classes of cosmetic preparation based on the formulation. Next, we'll talk about the cosmetic ingredients. So I have mentioned the different categories of building block material here, which are being used for the cosmetic formulation, like abrasive substance, stain removers, moisturizers, then emollients, propellants, surfactants, antioxidants, plasticizers, preservatives, thickeners, solvents, sweetening agent, chelating agents, your flavoring agent, fragrance, pH buffers, occlusive agents, dye, pigments, and lips. So all these ingredients, they are used in the different type of cosmetic preparation. Like abrasive agent, first category. Abrasive agents generally, they are very fine powders used in dentifrices for the cleaning purpose. Like they are very fine powder when they adhere very well to the surface, and with a friction, when we apply friction, they remove the debris from the surface. So in tooth powders, in toothpaste, they are generally used. Then not only in this, seeds of fruits, they are generally used in the scrubs, face scrubs. So seeds of fruits, they they provide the scrubbing action over the surface of the face, and they act as a abrasive agent. So abrasive agents generally provide the physical cleaning, and they are used. Okay, so next one is stain removers. They are used in cosmetic preparations. Moisturizer like humectants, glycerin, sorbitol, they are used in lotions. In moisturizing lotions, they are used. Then emollient again, they provide a frictionless surface for proper rubbing. So all the preparation required for rubbing, we use emollients. Propellants generally used in aerosols, as we all know. So aerosols in the form of foams, like shaving foams, they are there. Propellants are used in case of your deodorant, antiperspirants. Propellants can be used. Surfactants, they are very important in case of face wash, hand wash, then bathing liquids. All these preparation, they contain surfactants. Not only in this, they are also used in creams. Different type of creams, generally emulsifiers. In the form of emulsifiers, there can be surfactants. Then antioxidant generally they are used in anti-aging creams. Antioxidant, they puncture or they remove the free radicals, and because of that they stops the aging of the skin. Besides this, antioxidants they are also used in the preparation which contain oil. So oily preparation like lipstick or creams, if we add antioxidant, they act as a stabilizer. They stops the oxidation of fat and oil. So your preparation will be stable for longer time. So oxidants they are added. Then comes your plasticizers. Generally, plasticizers they are added in nail paints. Now, the role of plasticizer in the nail paint is just to give it a flexible film. The plasticizer gives the flexible film over the nails. Now, preservatives generally they are added in the formulation which contains water, small amount of water. Even if it is a small amount of water, preservative are needed to be added. Like in creams, they must be added in lotion, moisturizing lotion, creams, all the preparation which contain water. The preservative should be there. Now, thickeners. Generally, thickeners they are used in moisturizers, lotions. Sorry. Then, in case of nail paint, also thickeners they are used. Then, depending upon the preparation, solvents they are used. Different solvents are there. Oil soluble as well as water soluble solvents they are needed. So, depending upon the formulation, solvents are used. Then sweeteners, sometimes sweeteners they are added in your lipsticks. Chelating agent they are used to stabilize the preparation, especially which are prone to oxidation. The preparation which are prone to oxidation, especially oils, um, fats. Okay, so chelating agents are used, and flavoring agent. So flavoring agent they are used in lipstick, whereas fragrance they are used in different formulations, like your moisturizers and all that. Then based on the stability, that is, if you want to stabilize the preparation, we use different type of pH buffers also. Then occlusive agents. Generally, this category is required whenever we want to prepare a water repellent layer, or when we want to prepare a layer over the skin which is a barrier to the water. So occlusive agents like white petroleum jelly, it is a good occlusive agent. So occlusive agents they are used, basically they are used in ointment. So they can also be used in different formulation. Then dyes, pigments, and legs. So coloring agents. So coloring, there are wide range of coloring agents are there. So all the approved colors must be used for cosmetic preparation. Next. And the last one, that is cosmeceuticals. What are cosmeceuticals? Cosmeceuticals, the word cosmeceuticals, they are derived from cosmetics plus pharmaceuticals. Cosmetics and pharmaceuticals means pharmaceutical is a drug. So when we mix the OTC drugs with the cosmetic, it becomes cosmeceuticals. So basically the cosmeceutical have some bioactive ingredient in them. Like for example, if we talk about the toothpaste, in the toothpaste, the normal toothpaste do not contain fluoride, whereas medicated toothpaste they contain fluoride. So we can say the fluoride is a bioactive agent in the toothpaste. So So in the further classes, we will be discussing all these in more detail. So here I am stopping the class. Thank you.